on there.
Right. Harriet
Betsy
Tubman.
Ross, bitches like that.
Right, exactly. Because he's extremely old. I don't know, man. I don't know how far this is going to keep going. Because I think since last time that we talked, didn't they convict Bill?
Yeah. Yes.
Bill got convicted since last time. Yeah, because you did the thing with yes. Godfrey last time. Yeah. Bill Cosby was found guilty by a jury, is now wearing an ankle bracelet, and is looking at about 10 years.
Right.
And he's already, 80-something?
Mm-hmm.
There is a reasonable chance that Bill Cosby will die in prison. If he gets that type of time, ultimately. But it's looking like he's getting time.
That would be, very unfortunate. Especially when it's like, why the fuck they got the black men cutting the line? Like, you know how many white men is on this line of sexual abuse and even rape? Okay? Like, motherfuckers running out the country, Roman Polanski and all these motherfuckers. Like, let's lock these motherfuckers up first. That been on this fucking line before these motherfuckers. Before Bill and Morgan Freeman and all these motherfuckers. Even before your man R. Kelly. Okay? You got plenty of motherfuckers, and I think your man Trump is on that line too. So let's get these motherfuckers first. But now we want to give, when a black man waiting on the line for justice, we'll keep pushing him to the back of the line. But when he's on a line for some shit like this, we push him to the front of the line. You see?
Well, Harvey Weinstein just got indicted on rape and sex offense charges.
Just got indicted. Meanwhile, Cosby just got convicted. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker's doing this just as long. Like, come on, man. Knock it off. Trust me. And he's probably done a lot worse than what fucking Bill was doing. You dig?
Well,
and let's see if he gets convicted.
Well, if both of them were doing similar shit, then I wouldn't say one is worse than the other. I'd say they're both pretty bad.
I mean, you got some women accusing Weinstein of straight rape. Like, you understand? Like.
Well, I mean, you don't think drugging somebody and fucking them is rape?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's degrees to everything. Like, yes, that's a degree. That's rape, and that's very bad. But it's not like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man.
You see what I'm saying? They're both terrible. Don't get me wrong. They're both horrible. But do you not see one as a little worse than the other, especially if it's like more violent? You understand? Like one is more passive and one is more aggressive. You see what I'm saying? Slipping a pill in somebody's drink and hoping they get woozy, is different than not giving a fuck about a pill or nothing and just holding them down and, you know what I mean?
It is different.
Grabbing them by the throat or some shit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't think that's worse?
That is different.
Or you think that's equal?
No. That's definitely
different. On the rape side, they're both rape.
But I'm saying is, I guess
you're basically adding an assault to the rape, basically. That's what you're saying.
And I'm saying that's a higher degree.
Yeah. I feel you. So rape plus assault is worse than rape.
You're going to get more
rape.
time.
I mean, but it's a very slippery slope that we're on.
Yes, it is. I mean, how about what happened to the old-fashioned, just getting it because they wanted to do it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you'll get a motherfucker drunk, but that's it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like you're trying to slip Mickeys. Then again, what if it gets to the point where now women start going after men that gave them alcohol?
He gave me a drink.
He got me drunk.
By the time I finished that drink,
is a law already.
I was not in my right mind, and we had sex. And afterwards, I felt very regretful over it.
That you could do that now.
We're seriously kind of getting into that McCarthy.
Kid got in trouble in college for that.
Witch hunt.
Witch hunt type
mentality. Like, and people need to be careful of that because
Well,
this sounds absurd until somebody comes forth and says he plied me with Hennessy, like you know what Hennessy does, and you were willingly drinking it, but you're gonna say he gave me Hennessy, got me drunk, and you know
I didn't know what to do.
Well, you know,
it's dangerous. It's very dangerous.
I'm really wondering how often these days a woman will basically say, "I'm going to go out with this, with as many men who have something to lose, and then essentially blackmail them
Wow.
after the fact."
A lot.
You're saying how many women are like
And
that
they
out
get
there?
caught.
I mean, because it's now
Quite
really,
a few. I'm sure.
it's a come up, man.
Yeah, I believe that for some women, that's like a job.
Yeah.
You see?
Well, yeah. No, there are people who are career
Groupies.
well, no, career lawsuit.
Oh,
who make
Yes.
careers who make a lifetime career out of lawsuit
I
after
knew
lawsuit
somebody
after
like that. I
lawsuit.
grew up around
Yeah.
somebody like that. This
Yeah,
lady
yeah.
was
I've known
famous for
of
suing
people.
motherfuckers. Famous. So lawsuits out the ass. Always got a
What?
neck brace on and shit. What happened now? Oh, those motherfuckers over there. I'ma sue them motherfuckers.
Right. Oh yeah, that bus braked way too hard that one day.
I slipped in the aisle at the motherfucking Stop and Shop.
I think that ultimately, what the bigger picture of all this is that you kind of have a very interesting legal system here that's different than a lot of places. So, for example, I had a situation. This is like 15 years ago or something, where a company in the UK owed me some money. They used a bunch of this footage I had, and I never got paid. So I'm like, well, I'm going to sue these guys. So I started calling lawyers in the UK, and the lawyers explained to me that over there, there's no such thing as a contingency case. If you want to sue somebody, you have to go and pay a lawyer, unless you want to do it yourself. There is no, I'll do it for free, and we'll split what we get.
Right.
You want to sue, you got to pay. Over here,
Yeah, motherfucker will work with you.
they'll work with you for free.
If they think that you're gonna get paid, though, it's not.
If they think
There has to be a high probability that you're gonna win the case for a lawyer to accept a case like that. Trust me, I know.
not necessarily. There's a
Oh yeah.
high probability that they will settle or win the case. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah. But they're not
With
gonna
most
do
cases.
it if you have no chance of getting any money whatsoever. And if it looks apparent like that before when you bring it to them on a consultation, they're not gonna take that.
Waste of time.
It depends. You got all types of lawyers out there.
Yeah.
You got all types of lawyers out there. And if you're sitting there, if you're a lawyer and you're sitting there, you ain't got no jobs out there. You ain't doing shit. No one's hiring you. Day after day, and you got to keep paying your rent. And someone comes in with some crazy story, and they say, okay, it's pretty weak, but...
Nah, but it might not be worth it to you. You gotta understand, these motherfuckers, it depends, especially the lawsuits you're talking about are probably personal injury and shit like that. A lot of times you gotta hire, private investigators and shit as the lawyer. My wife is a lawyer. This is what she does. So I know about this type of shit. I'm telling you, she wouldn't take a fucking case that, they do what you're talking about. Companies do this. But only if they feel like there's a high probability that they're going to get paid. Trust me, they're not just taking cases.
Yeah, it's wasted
Fair
time.
enough.
Unless they're so, not
Rushing to court.
reputable that, they're on some level of what you're talking
Or
about.
just
But
stupid stuff.
my experience of knowing companies.